So welcome Lana. Today we are beginning a new topic, and the topic is measurement. And in measurements, we're going to deal with the area first, and in this we are going to look at area of a circle. Now, all of us know that a circle, something that looks like that. So for us to be able to calculate area of a circle, it means we are going to get all this surface, the area covered by this surface. So for us to be able to get that, we need to apply a formula. And before then, I want to just mention about something called radius and diameter. Now, radius is the distance from the center of a circle up to the circumference. The distance between the center of a circle to the circumference is what we call a radius. And a radius plus a radius gives us something we call a diameter. So this is a radius, and then you can have another circle here. We have this distance from the circumference through the center, say center O, circumference through center O to the other circumference. When you draw like this and you draw like that, that cannot be called a circumference. The reason being, it is not passing through the center. If this line was passing from this circumference to the other circumference through the center, then we can call this a diameter. But this is not a diameter. So now you have understood what a diameter is and what a radius is. Now, if this is a radius, it means the distance from here up to here is the same distance from this up to here. So a radius plus a radius makes a diameter. So if you want to mention radius in plural, you just say rad. Rad means many radiuses. So having known that, now we want to give examples of what we are supposed to do today. That you have a particular circle like that, and you ask, what is area of this particular circle when you're given a radius of 7 centimeters? The distance from the center O, the circumference, is 7 centimeters. So you are required to calculate the area. Now, area of a circle is given by pi r squared. Pi r squared. Now, the pi can be 22 over 7, or in the ratio form 3.142, which is simply 3.14. So that is what we call the pi. So it can be given 3.142 or 3.14, depending on the person setting the exam. So when you want to calculate the area of a full circle, the formula is pi r squared. So our radius is 7 centimeters. So what will be our area? So area is equal to pi r squared, and therefore area will be equal to the pi. We are going to use 22 over 7 in this case. 22 over 7 times the radius is 7. So 7 times 7. Radius squared means radius times radius. So by 7 1, divide by 7 1. So you're going to remain with 22 times 7. So our area is going to be 154 centimeters squared. So that will be our radius, 154 centimeters squared. Remember, we are giving the area in square units because, of course, this is not perimeter, it's area. Area was always given in square units. We can have a second example of maybe a circle of diameter 28 centimeter. Assuming we have a circle whose diameter is 28 centimeters, can we be able to get the area of this? Yes, and we said the first thing is to write the formula. Area is calculated by taking the pi, then you multiply that by r squared. So you realize that we don't have a radius here. What we have here is a diameter. So for us to get radius, we are going to get the diameter, then we divide that by 2. So our diameter is 28, then over 2. That is going to give us 14 centimeter. So our radius is going to remain 14 centimeter. So we can be able now to calculate this question. Area is equals to pi 22/7, and the radius is 14 times 14. So by 7, 1 by 7, 2. 22 times 2 is 44. 44 times 14. This gives you 6. Carry 1, 5. This gives you 6. Then 5. This is going to give you 616 centimeters squared. So our area is going to be 616 centimeters squared. So now that's how you go about it. When you're given a diameter and you are required to calculate area. So you're going to look for that radius for you to be able to calculate area. Let me give the last example before I move to accept a different type of a circle. Given a circle whose radius is 10.5 centimeter, and you are told use pi as 3.14. We are going to use pi as 3.14, and given the radius 10.5 centimeter. So what are you going to do? Radius is equals to pi r squared. That is very, very important that you write the formula. Then area will be equal to, the pi is 3.14, so you write 3.14 times the radius, which is 10.5 times 10.5 radius squared. So you are going to calculate this. So this is just simple. You see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 decimal places. Count the number of decimal places. Calculate this as all numbers. So you get 314 times 105. You get 20, 32. You get 7, 15. Get 0, 0, 0. You get 4, 1, and then 3. So you are going to get 0, 7, 9, 2, 3. 3, 2, 9, 7, 0 times 105. So this is going to give you 0, 35, 33, 45, 48, 34, 10 plus 4, 14, 31, 15 plus 1, 16. So we have 16, 3, 2, 9, 7, 0 times 105. We are going to get 16, 4, 8, 5, 0. Then we multiply now with this one. 0 times 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Then 1 times 0, 0, 7, 9, 2, then 3. Find this 0, 5, 8, 1, 31, 10, 16, 31, 4, then 3. And remember, we have 4 decimal places, meaning that we are going to divide with a number with 4 zeros. So that number is 10,000. Remember what we said? When you are dividing with zeros, the decimal point moves backwards. So it is going to move backwards 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So from this point backward 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4. So our area is going to be 346.185. Remember, this 0 is not important because right here you have a decimal point. So from that side, we don't have another number. So even if we don't write the 0, we are okay. So these are centimeters squared. So when you're given a question like this, of course, and you are told to use 3.14, you exactly use that pi. So that is how we calculate area of a full circle. Now we move on and see how we get area of half a circle. We can have half a circle and we can have a full circle. Now when you get a circle, you divide it by 2 equal halves. That was a full circle, then you removed one part, one half. The diameter remains, the distance from the circumference to circumference remains. In there, for example, we are given these as 14 centimeters. And we are now told calculate the area. So area will be equal to pi r squared as usual. So area will be equal to 22/7. But remember, this is half. So we are going to begin with half. So the formula will be pi r squared over 2 or half pi r squared. So you can use half pi r squared or pi r squared over 2. So this is going to be half times 22/7 multiplied by the radius. The radius is 7 because the diameter is 14. So multiply by 7 times 7. So by 2, 1, by 2, 11, by 7, 1, by 7, 1. So you remain with 11 times 7, and the area will be equal to 77 centimeters square. So Lana, that's how you get that particular question. From there, you can also be given another semicircle. Call it a semicircle or a half circle. Semicircle. So another semicircle whose radius is 14 centimeter. In this case, our radius is 14 centimeter, and you are told use pi to be 3.14. So definitely, we are going to say area is equal to half pi r squared. That will be equal to half times the pi 3.14 times radius squared, which is 14 times 14. So this is going to give you by 2, 1, by 2, 1.57. 1.57. Then you get 1.57 times 14 times 14. So 14 times 14, you get 6, 5, 4, and then 1. This is going to give you 6, 9, 1. So that is 196. So you get your 196, you multiply by 157. We are going to omit the two zeros, and just write here 2 decimal places, so that we pick that as a whole number. This is going to give you 42, carry 4, 63, plus this 67, carry 6, is going to give you 13. This is going to give you 30, carry 3, this is going to be 45, plus 3, 48, carry 4, this is going to be 9. This is going to be 6, 9, and then 1. So this is going to be 2, 7. Then, we just begin it again here. So this is 2, carry 4. This is going to be 63, 67, carry 6, going to be 13. 30, carry 3, 45, 48, carry 4, going to be 9. Then this is going to be 6, 9, and then 1. So when you add that, you get 2, 7, 14, 17, carry 1, 10, 20, carry 2, 3. So this is going to be 30,772. Remember, we have 2 decimal places, meaning that we are going to get a number that is having 2 zeros, that is 100. Divide this by 100. So we're going to move from here 1, 2 times. So our area is going to be 307.72 centimeters squared. 307.72 centimeters squared. 307.72 centimeters squared. So learn that's how we get it. Now from there, that is half a circle, half pi r squared. We are going to get another type of a shape. Of course, this is going to be a quarter circle. A quarter circle has a circumference on one side, and this is one radius and another radius. Because when you place it as a whole, it's going to remain like that. So, if you are given a radius of 7 centimeters, of course, to get area, you're going to say area is equals to a quarter pi r squared. So you consider the shape that you are given. If it's half, it's half pi r squared. If it's a full circle, pi r squared. Now it's a quarter. You have to use a quarter pi r squared. This is going to be a quarter pi 22/7, radius 7 times 7. So by 2, 2, by 2, 11, by 7, 1, by 7, 1. 11 times 7 is 77, divided by 2, 38.5. 38.5 centimeters squared. 38.5 centimeters squared. So now that's how you get area of a quarter circle. So you've moved from a full circle, half a circle, we are now in a quarter circle. And now we are going to the last one, about 3/4 circle. Now how do we draw a 3/4 circle? It's simple. You get a full circle, just like that. Then you cut a piece, this one here, and you move it. That is a 3/4 circle. Why are we saying 3/4? There are 3/4. This is a quarter, and a quarter, and a quarter. So 1, 2, 3, 3/4. That's where we get it from. So if you want to calculate the area, when you're given a radius of 7 centimeter, you are going to say area is equals to 3/4 pi r squared. 3/4 pi r squared. Meaning that our area will be equal to 3/4 times pi 22/7 times the radius is 7, 10 times 7, 7 squared. By 2, 2, by 2, 11. By 7, 1, by 7, 1. So we are going to make mainly 3 times 7, we get 21. So 21/2, which is 10.5 centimeters squared. Our area is going to remain 10.5 centimeters squared. So now that's how we calculate the question. From a full circle, where we're using pi r squared, to half a circle, we use half pi r squared. We went to a quarter circle, where we use a quarter pi r squared. And now we are in 3/4 circle, where we're using 3/4 pi r squared. So that is very, very important, because the knowledge we are using here, we are going to use it in other different shapes. When it comes to combined shapes, we'll be able to combine shapes and be able to calculate the area. So Lana, that's how we calculate area of a circle. Maybe from my book here, we can calculate a question. Can calculate a question like, find the area of a circle whose radius, Lana, question, find the area of a circle whose radius is 6 centimeters. Find the area of a circle whose radius is 6 centimeters. It is very, very important that when you get a question like this, you can have a drawing that we are talking about a full circle. So we are going to draw a full circle like that. You can see my circle. Then we are told the radius is 6 centimeters. We are told to use the pi 3.14. Use 3.14 as the pi. So this is very important. So number one, you're going to write the formula. Area is given by pi r squared, because this is a full circle. So from there, you're going to say area is equals to pi. What is the pi? 3.14 times radius. What is the radius? 6. Then 6 squared. That is 6 times 6. Very, very important. This is going to be 314 or 100 to make this a whole number. Times 6 times 6. This is going to be 314 times 6 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36. So we are going to get 314 times 36. This is going to be 24, carry 2, 8, and then 18. 2, carry 1, 3, 4, then this 9. This is going to be 4, 0, 11, 11. So here the numerator you get 1, 1, 1, 0, 4, and then here we have 100 times 1 times 1, which is 100. So learn, as I told you earlier, that is very important. When you are dividing with zeros, you just move backward. The number times the number of zeros we have here. So we have 1, 2. So decimal point is there. We are going to move backward 2 times. So 1 and then 2. So answer is going to be 111.04 centimeters square. 111.04 centimeters square. You realize that this zero is very, very important here. Unlike when you have something like 111.40, you can decide to write 111.4. But here you cannot omit the zero and write 111.4. It's wrong because the zero is in between digits. But it's on this side of a decimal, then that zero is not important. Unless you are told to write in maybe a number of decimal places. So that's how we can be able to calculate questions of area of a full circle, 3/4 circle, half a circle, and then a quarter circle. So in your book, learner, I want you to attempt questions from the following exercises. On page primary maths, that is on page 113, page 113, exercise 73, exercise 73, question number 1, 1 to 3. Kindly learn, attempt those questions, and then exercise 74 in the following page. You are going to attempt a few questions also where you are using pi 3.14. So you are going to attempt question number 1, B and E, then question number 2 and question number 3. So learner, those are the questions that you're going to attempt, and see whether you can be able to work out those questions clearly. Very, very important. Before you attempt any question, ensure that you have understood the question and use the formula. Don't start any question anywhere, you start by writing first the formula. Then from the formula, you can be able to work out now the question. So until next time, learner, we are through with our today's subtopic, area of a circle. May God bless you.